baby. Oh no. Oh. 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 Oh, that's not the... Wait. Oh, I'm already on the lowest chair setting. Welcome to Hero Academia. I just went back on the browser. Am I live? Well, live. Am I still going? Okay, we're still going. Okay. Welcome to Hero Academia chapter 407. Sometimes, when Hero Academia is not on a break, I'm like, oh man, I forget that sometimes. But yeah, we're going in. Last week, Bakugo, again, with his intense and insane, speed, and due to his quirk awakening, he's able to keep up, with All for One. And at the end of the day, the fear of the second user makes sense with how he feels, because he's basically the one that started this whole thing. He reached out his hand to his brother, and that's how it all began. Literally, just said that. And the whole cycle continues until where we are today, and the conflict that is happening today. And it's just that resemblance, it seems. Either way, the way Kacchan moves now is absolutely insane. He's so fast that he tells himself that he can't even stop himself because he's just so chaotic. Even though the fact that All for One is saying, what the hell is wrong with him? But now we will continue. Chapter 407. This is not where I thought we would be. Oh, sorry for that sound. Sorry. Yeah, I'm a professional. What? Is that Aries' horn, but on her arm? For about a year, the sex worker had been suffering from hardened growths on her left arm. What is happening? She wasn't even aware of her pregnancy for the first 8 months, and her unstable lifestyle wasn't the only reason for that. You know that whenever Hero Academia switches to this this random scene, flashback, or whatever this is, it's about to get real, man. It's legitimately not even joking about that. She simply couldn't feel what had taken up residence in her uterus and had begun sapping away her very life force. What does this have to do with... Right? What is this? Does this have to do with All for One? She gave birth to the twins on a river bank. Twins? Twins? All for One? And his brother? No. And for some reason, the growths on her arm had completely vanished. What did... Okay. The two babies were alone in the world. Whoa, dude, what the... Holy shit, this fucking... the way this is. Right around when the rats showed up to gnaw on the newborns and their mother's corpse. So she gave... Yeah, right on the riverbank. That is so horrible. And the rats just came in to feast on the corpse and those babies. The flooding river swept the babies away. 1 year later, news of the glowing baby was the first of many worldwide reports of emerging meta abilities. And look, I just even noticed the hole. That's All for One. Yeah, that is All for One. So that is All for One and his brother. So they really were born at the very beginning of Quirks. right as the first glowing baby, the first quirk. But that's not true. Wait a minute. Wait, what? Wait! Wait, so wait a minute. Wait. Either, I just realized, either two options have just happened that I've just realized before my very eyes. Option one, the glowing baby was never the first quirk. It was all for one. Because clearly, you know, the the hole in the hand, that's the quirk. That's the all for one quirk. That's literally taking and giving. So the glowing baby was never the first quirk. That, or maybe maybe the baby was all for one. But that makes no sense. Because it's a glowing quirk, not an all for one quirk. So this mom, the mother of them, legit, they were just sapping her life force away and she didn't even know it. Because quirks never existed at this point. Wow. Oh my god. Okay. Whoa, they're really dropping this right now. Okay, let's keep reading. News of the glowing baby was the first of many worldwide. Don't know why I can't say that word. Reports of emerging meta abilities. These meta abilities didn't only present at birth. So some of them did, like the glowing baby and all for one. But some, yeah, they also started to present after the fact in the young people going through puberty. So either like when you emerge, through puberty. Because usually your quirks manifest when you're around 4 years old. But it seems that some did just happen at puberty, so when you were a teenager. So it seems that quirks started manifesting, some manifested at birth, some through puberty, and then some in your young childhood. One research group looking into the matter hypothesized that a novel disease was to blame. Oh, they announced that those with meta abilities were a sub-branch of humanity with new genetic factors. That honestly, that's the most logical and makes sense. Also, this panel is... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. This panel right here is... This is like legit like first few panels of the entire manga. So, like the recap when you see like... Yeah, and the Earth as well. We're a sub-branch of humanity with new genetic factors. I'm just gonna zoom in, because I don't even know what the fuck I just saw in my peripheral vision. I'm just gonna zoom in, dude. The declaration was reckless and premature. This is what caused people to hate each other. Like, oh, you have a quirk, you're a monster. Or you don't have a quirk, you're below us, you're nothing. Kind of like, I guess any like thing with superpowered society. Like kind of like in Legend of Korra with how the equalizers or the equalists, people are social organisms, so this statement divided them and added fuel to the chaos to come. That it did, and you can see the destroyed city wreckage. It seems like those meta freaks started gathering over by the industrial zone. Man, dude, when quirks came out, like when quirks just up and came out, dude, the world was so fucked. The fact that the world is how it is now, like when Hero Academia started, is a miracle in itself. Like society adapted to it, but at first it did not. Gotta be the same ones the demonstrators clashed with last night. Better take them out before they can regroup and rise up. Huh? It says Meta X on their helmets, saying, probably just signifying like, you know, fuck the meta, the people with meta powers. I hate when Viz does that. I have to like go back and then zoom in again. Who's there? That is definitely All For One, bro. Holy shit, dude, his face. The fucking cloak. An exceptional child, maybe? Look, I feel bad, but let him be. But leave him be. Kids are more likely to be carriers. So they thought this was like a disease, like legitimately some kind of disease. Because they say previously that it's like a sub-branch of humanity with new genetic factors, and that a novel disease was to blame. That is so insane and fascinating. They thought that if you had the power to spew fucking water from your fingers, or like, become like a bird, you're like, oh, you're diseased, dude. I'm not touching you. That is wild. Kids are more likely to be carriers. And he's just he's fucking, oh my god. What's that sound? Huh? Oh. Oh my god. Okay. I know, like, it's, it's a manga and shit, like, but sometimes, like, we just get straight up full fucking front in your face gore. Like, that man got stabbed in the face along with the other guy, and then the other guy. Oh, oh, oh. Bro, what do I even say? He's literally eviscerating all of them. He exploded that guy's face, cut that man's arm off, stabbed his heart, ripped his arm like clean, like in half as well. Stabbed, like, that guy looks like he got like just slashed by like claws in his chest. That is legitimately horrifying. And he's just doing it because he was probably, like, insulted and oppressed. This was the meta ability he had stolen from his mother. She had the horn. Wait, was the mom the first person that ever had a meta ability? It wasn't the glowing baby. This was the meta ability he had stolen from his mother. The child was imbued with a hubris and a disrespect for others from the moment of his birth. Dude, look at the little tiny baby crawling on the mom's corpse. Bro, we're getting legit the beginning of All For One, and probably Quirks as a fucking whole. And he's holding his little brother, an even smaller child. He viewed all within reach as his own possessions, and he bit down onto his own mother. What the fuck is Horikoshi? Those who wouldn't turn to look at him when he cried and screamed, those who wouldn't provide him with anything, he viewed with utter distrust. All because of what happened at the very moment of his life being born, dude. That's kind of wild. Dude, this... What the fuck do I even say right now? What the fuck? Look at this panel of him biting his mother's corpse to gain the quirk. And then time passes. He yet again has the cloak. In a sense, like the cloak that he's wearing even today, fighting Bakugo. He killed that person with rebar, just slammed them into the wall. They're dead. That guy's scared. He like assaulted this man, probably took his possible quirk as well. Ever since he was a kid, ever since he was born. All for One was born and just legitimately from that moment had hatred all the time. No wonder. Who threw that at him? It's his brother. Oh, stop. Don't hurt. Most of the nutrients provided by their mother were stolen by the older twin, leaving the younger twin small and frail. That's why he was so weak. I guess that makes sense. Stop. Don't hurt. Don't. And he just kicks him. But he doesn't kill him because he still cares. He's kept him alive this whole time because he still cares about his brother. Ugh. The boy's smaller sibling provided him with nothing in particular. Still, the latter was one of his possessions. I guess he did. I feel like he still cared about him. But again, I guess he is his possession. He didn't want to get rid of something he possessed because he wanted control all the time. And not one he would readily relinquish. This is the most fascinating, of everything I've ever read in this series. Amidst the growing societal divide, that original glowing baby, now grown, has taken a stand. That just confirmed.
That All for One is the glowing baby.
All for One is the glowing baby! There were two options. One, that the glowing baby wasn't the first quirk user, and the second option was that All for One was the glowing baby. And he is. Unless the glowing baby... Hang on, let me not come to conclusions just yet. Unless the glowing baby... He says he is calling for return to a peaceful, safe society. This leader gains supporters day by day. Maybe that is actually a whole different person trying to fight All for One. Maybe that's the case. Wait, that could be the case. Okay, let's not go to conclusions just yet, even though I just literally, my brain, I thought for a second. But, you know what? What am I saying? Hang on. Let's go to chapter 1. How about we do that? Boop, boop. People are not born equal. Wow, that's the first thing you read from Your Academia chapter 1, bro. With news that a bioluminescent baby was born. Maybe he's not then. Okay. You know what? Dude, I freaked out for a second because I really thought that was the case. But looking at chapter 1 here, okay, the baby was born in a hospital because I remember that shot of the baby in the hospital bed. So perhaps this child, but that's the thing. That's the thing. This bioluminescent baby was not the first quirk user. It was actually the mother. And you could technically say that All for One was the first quirk user, but technically the mom was, somehow. And from that point on, All for One took it, the baby was born, and the baby got all the, basically the credit because he was the first one to like probably be in the eye of the news and all that. So All For One isn't the glowing baby. But then again, All For One was glowing in the fight with fucking All Might. So that means he took that glowing power from the baby. Well, I say the baby, he's probably the same age as All For One. So at some point, he took that glowing power. So why the hell did he start glowing anyway? I didn't even put that together. Now that I think about it, when those chapters came out, when All For One was fighting All Might and Stain, he started glowing, bro. I didn't even put that together in my mind, that that's the glowing of the glowing baby. Dude. Okay, let's keep reading. When I start talking and I'm like, what if this is that, or this is this? Just keep reading. My questions could be answered if I simply continue to read. That original glowing baby, now grown, has taken a stand. Taken a stand, though? I need to just read. Oh, I did it again. I love Viz Media. You've kept this from me? What are you reading? Oh my god, it's the comics that they read. Well, I'm still learning to read, so big fancy books are too hard, but these comics are just wow. It's like you read the pictures, and they tell you the hopes and dreams of the people in the drawings. Like this hero. Captain Hero. Someday I want to be like him. The younger twin still hadn't completely given up on his older brother. See, what gets me, again, is the line, the original glowing baby, now grown, has taken a stand. That implies that All For One is the one taking the stand by, causing all of this destruction. And calling for the return to a peaceful, safe society. That's implying the very next panel that this is All For One, though. Because if the glowing baby was not All For One, it was a different person, you think they would have shown them by now in this paneling? Has taken a stand and is calling for the return to a peaceful, safe society. Is that what All For One thinks it is? Because his goal was control. Let's keep reading. He wants to be like him. In his faint memories, he recalled that hand and wanted to believe that his brother's grip had been gentle and kind. 3 years later. Did you hear? Apparently, the famous glowing baby reached 10 million supporters. Ah, okay. This is why I always say if I have questions, I just need to keep reading. The baby is a different person, so he definitely took that glowing quirk from that person. Brother, weird, right? I mean, why them? Just because they were officially the first one in the record books? So that's the thing. That's the craziest thing. Is that ever since the beginning of the series, we always thought it was the glowing baby that was the first quirk user, but no. That wasn't the case. 2 weeks ago in India alone, 50 babies were born with meta abilities. Brother, that glow on you. How'd they manage to rally so many people to them? Isn't it bizarre? So I killed that leader and stole what was theirs. And he killed that person. On record, the first quirk user, when it was in reality the mother But in reality, All for One, but it was technically his mother. Dude. Look at how he looks. That's insane. What? Why? Remember what that comic book said? One for all and all for one. Words to live by. That's how they came up with the names. Dude. It's kind of like even more fucked up that he's not the glowing baby, but that he killed the glowing person. Because that person gained 10 million supporters. And All for One's like, I'm not about to have that. I'ma kill you. And he just kills him and takes his quirk. No wonder he's glowing. That hero had to hide his identity in battle on Solitude, while everyone paid tribute to the wicked demon lord out of fear. And that's why he calls himself the Demon Lord. It's from the comic. All for one, one for all, Demon Lord. It all makes sense how it connects like this. Just as you were inspired, I now want a world that exists for my sake and mine alone. I've found my own dream. Wait, why are you leaving? And after I granted you a power of your own. Hey, who are you? Get away from him. That one's mine. He took what he possessed. Hey, look at me. If you refuse to be mine, then enough of this. And that's when he, well, at some random point in time, he killed his own brother. I think either that or he died of his own accord. But he killed his own brother. Tried to search for the second, but the second passed on to the third, killed him, and the cycle continued until where we are today. And that's when the chapter ends. Wow. What a chapter. This might have been the most insane and important chapter in this entire series. Because at first, it made me think that All for One was the glowing baby, due to how it sort of seemed that way at first. The dialogue confused me slightly, because I thought it implied that he was the first quirk, baby. I mean, technically he is, but the glowing portion. But no, the glowing baby was another person entirely that the news sought out and said that this was the first quirk user, when in reality, it was that mother. And she had growths on her left arm, had no reason why. All for One was siphoning her energy, because he was just that insane, apparently. This was the meta ability he had stolen from his mother. She had the first meta ability, but it's just the fact that his quirk, from inside her, he just was stealing her energy, was born, stole her quirk. Literally, as he was born, by biting her and sucking it out. I don't know how the flying fuck they survived as literal infants, but since I guess he's All for One, he found a way, man. And from then on, it just, we go to where we are now. My mind is blown, dude. My mind is blown. I don't know what else to say. What am I supposed to say? This is the most insane fucking thing. We got the actual truth. We still what I like is that quirks are still vague. People say, oh, it's a sub-branch of genetics, it's like this. I like that they still keep it slightly vague. It doesn't have to be explained. It's just that this woman had a growth on her body, and that's how quirks began. Just from a person. And from then on, more people started, as they were getting born, had more quirks. I mean, it's like All for One said, 50 babies were born with meta abilities 2 weeks ago in India. It's like shit is just it starts getting more and more, and to the point where now all of society except for like 10% have quirks. And at some point, from his theory, the quirk theory, where they get too powerful and will be unable to be controlled, the world will just crumble because of how powerful they'll become. And the only person to probably handle that is All for One. Wow, that's fascinating, man. Well, with that, I'm done. That was just such a good chapter. I just was really thinking, like, how much I love Hero Academia, honestly. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. Thanks for always watching my Hero Academia videos. These videos never get as many views as Chainsaw Man or all the other ones, but it's just, Hero Academia is my favorite. I'm gonna read it no matter what, and I appreciate all of you that watch it. And everybody that comments as well. I see you, and I appreciate you just as much as everybody else. So thank you for that. And well, I don't know when the next chapter comes out, because it never says it anymore. But maybe see you this Sunday. We'll see. Have a good one.